I'd function over fancy in this one, and I kind of want to continue that feeling, but maybe I'll just move my word of the year here to remind me of it, even though I never really looked at that front page, so I could probably just leave it blank. Hi everybody, today I am going to be setting up my new bullet journal for the month of June 2019. This is my other journal from 2019, has gotten all the way through May. I'm filming this about a week in advance, so it's not completely finished yet, but I wanted to talk a little bit about what I'm not going to be moving to this and some of the things I've been doing in my planning monthly that I am not going to be continuing into this bullet journal and what I am going to be adding. So let's get right into it. First of all, I did not update my index very well. This just put it that way. But I'm going to give it a try again because god damn it. So there is going to be an index in my new bullet journal. I'm going to leave my pain tracker in this old one and continue to update it this way instead of moving it over, which means I'll keep this bullet journal just in a drawer in my desk so it's close at hand. I'll just keep it with my mild liners. That way I can just reach for them at the same time. I also am going to keep my favorite pictures in this one so that they can all be in one spot. The way I kind of want to do this is maybe it's probably going to be 3 notebooks for the whole year is my guess, like looking at how this year went so far. I want to keep them together as like 3 volumes of 2019, and so I can keep everything that's like yearly in this one so I don't feel like I have to move everything over because that seems silly. And I already have a picture to put in for the month of May. I printed it out. This is a picture of me with Jody and Kristen and Damien and Jody's mom and sister, and we were on our way to the Bacchanal buffet, which is like the expensive buffet in Caesar's Palace, and it was really, really good. We got VIP service on the first day that I got to Vegas for Go Wild, and it was so much fun. It was a great way to kind of show up in Vegas and get to see friends, and it was just awesome. So that is my picture for May. Now I'm still continuing with blackberries, so I'm not going to check it off yet, but I think that June is going to be bell peppers, because it's getting into summer here, and bell peppers are delicious in California in the summer months, especially the red ones, which is the ones I think I'm going to be focusing on. And then here is my Power Sheets dates for the year. That is also staying. So all of these things, the tracker, the pictures, the fruits and veggies, and the Power Sheets check-in days are all staying in this bullet journal, so I don't have to update them. Now, I'm going to just go and look here at my months and kind of talk about some of the things that I am going to continue doing and some of the things I am not. I am going to continue this focus. I love doing that. I did that every single month. I'm going to continue the way I'm doing my challenges, and I'm going to continue the intentions list. Now, I'd started adding in these YouTube stats and everything, and I started using this, and then I moved all of my analyzing of my analytics to a Google Sheet because of Gia's course, the Analyze Your Analytics course. And so I have found that I have not followed through on this because I'm busy with this other situation. So I don't really feel the need to do it this way anymore. So I'm going to just pull that out of here and just do all of my analysis in Google Sheets. But other than that, taking notes the way I have been, adding in extra checklists and stuff like that, I'll still be doing that in this other bullet journal. And the other thing I am going to keep doing is the tabs, but I really dislike how the short little tabs are only up here. So I have these ones that Avery had sent me at the same time they sent me these tabs. I'm going to go with the bigger ones so that they fill it up. And I feel like these colors go really nicely with this notebook. So let's move to the new notebook and talk about it, shall we? This is the Archer and Olive. It's one of their floral notebooks. This is the one I wanted originally when I ordered this one. This black one was the only one available when I ordered, and so I was kind of stuck with that one. This one doesn't have the gilded edges or anything. I don't give a fuck, but it's beautiful. I love this cover. It's the same little, pen loop and everything, and the same delicious thick paper that's nice and bright white. I was going to try going back to Scribbles That Matter, but I had heard that they had a batch recently where the paper was not as great, and I've heard that they're actually fixing that now, so maybe my next notebook will be that one. I kind of like, though, it's not that the thicker paper has been so good for me. I haven't really done any watercoloring, even though I had hoped to. I just hadn't gotten around to it in here. But it's shorter, so you fill it up faster. And even though that means you spend more money on notebooks, I love the sense of completion. It makes me really happy. I'm going to start with an index. I could do a cover page here, but I don't know if I want to or not. I haven't decided yet. I had function over fancy in this one, and I kind of want to continue that feeling, but maybe I'll just move my word of the year here to remind me of it, even though I never really looked at that front page, so I could probably just leave it blank. So we'll start with an index. And I decided to swap back over to the Tombow Mono drawing pens for a little while. Why? I don't know. It just seemed like a good idea at the time. Except that one was dying, so I grabbed another one. Let's see if this one is not dying. Ah, much better. One of the things I've been doing a lot recently in my bullet journal is using these Happy Planner journaling stickers, both because they're cute and because it encourages me to use my shit, which is, you know, a constant theme in this house. Use your shit. So I'm gonna, as you can see, I've been using these banners. I could just draw it in, but like I said, I've got these stickers. I might as well use them. And somehow I already drew on my page or did something. I don't know what's fucking happening. So now here are some new things. Now I know I have said in the past that I don't like putting, I don't want to put in brainstorming pages or whatever unless I'm going to fill them in. But I actually have been starting some brainstorming. I'm going to fill this in later, but there are several things I want to create here at the front because over the next, probably the course of however long this bullet journal is, I'm going to be trying to get some work done in certain areas. And so I want a couple of brain dump pages for those. And I promise you, I'm going to do since I'm not doing weekly bullet journal videos right now, mostly just because it's been rough for me to film those, so I am taking a break from them for a little while, but I will do a mid-month bullet journal check-in sometime in the middle of June to show you where I'm at, and if there's nothing written in those, then I give you all permission to verbally flog me in the comments. You could flog me anyway if you want to, if it's in a fun way. Okay, so I have got 4 of these pages I want to set up. They are for Skillshare ideas, podcast sponsor ideas, potential painting ideas. I'm going to be eventually selling art prints. That's something that's on the back of my mind right now. It's on a back burner. And I want to have some ideas of how to like put this together, like just ideas on getting the shop set up, etc. So those 4 things are all going to be these next 4 spreads, or these next 4 pages, I guess you should say. Hey, look, I'm going to put something in my index. This may be the only time. I have all 4 of these pages set up, and I added a UCL for Uncurated Life so people don't think that it's sponsors for my YouTube channel, because that's not how I do things. All right, now that these are all done, it's time to actually get the month set up. Now for June, I wanted to go with some blues, partly because I just like blue, and partly because this is the challenges for May. So, or for June. God, I don't even know what month it is anymore. Holy shit. Okay, so what do I have planned for this? So there's a new thing I want to put here. For those of you who don't know, I am writing a book. I mean, I hope at this point I talk about it so much, and I need to do a certain amount of work on it by the end of June to turn into my publishers. So I want to put a tracker page here. Now, normally the only trackers I've been using are my pain tracker and whatever's in my power sheets. But because what I'm really wanting is something, if I have to do X amount of spreads, then I want to be able to like color them in or something so that I can see the progress. And so that is what I'm going to do here, is a spread tracker. So I can just color them in and feel good about it, that it's done as they're done. And then here will be my focus page. So that's what I'm going to start with. And it's 30, so it's 30 individual things that need to get colored in. I've seen people do fancy ass like bookshelves and shit, and I think that's what I kind of want to do. Let's see. We're going to see how that works. I remember I said function over fancy. This may be going a little extra, but that's okay. All right, there's my book tracker for June. I know I've seen people do this to track books they've read, but this will be for me to track amount of work I've done on the book. Now moving to my focus for the month and putting in my tab for June. Fuck, it's June. God damn it. All right, so here is going to be my focus page. And for June, my focus is going to be to take the excitement that I'm feeling and channel it into action. I have a lot of excitement around a lot of different areas of my life. Like between there's work getting done on our house, and my husband and I have a lot of ideas for fixing some things up and getting some projects done. There is excitement about this book. There's excitement about what I could be doing in the second half of this year in terms of my business. There's excitement for seeing family this summer, for band camp, all the things. And so what I don't want, because this has happened to me before, and let me know in the comments if you've ever been here too, you get really excited about a whole bunch of things, and then when it comes time to actually do something about it, you poop out. And so that's what I'm trying to avoid this month. So I said, harness your excitement and take action. Don't poop out this summer, but be sure to listen to your body, my dude, because I am going to be going in probably for more surgery this summer and, other things going on. So, I got to be realistic, but at the same time, if I'm excited, let's do something about it. I'm going to put this June little tab in, and then we will get into the next part. And I like using these tabs. Using the tabs on the other bullet journal was really nice to be able to get between months. I just like having the bigger one because A, I think these tabs look really pretty with these covers. But B, if I'm only going to get like 3 or 4 months into this because of how short it is, I don't want to have them all clustered up here. You know what I'm saying? Okay, moving on, we have my June intentions list and my challenges. This is the same as I've been doing it. I'm not going to fill the intentions list in until the 1st of June because I need to make sure that I've done everything in May that I'm going to do, and I have to do my power sheet still before I can really fill that in, but I can get it set up at least, and that's something I know I use every month, so I'm not worried about building something out that I'm not going to use. Just saying. That's a little too long. Maybe I won't use a sticker then. If you are interested in getting these prompts, if you're a patron, they already went up like a week ago. You can find them either on my website, CindyGuentert-Baldo.com, on my Instagram @LlamaLetters, or in my Facebook group, Llamas Love Lettering. I've been really liking doing combined challenges. I don't think it's something I want to do all the time because sometimes it's really not helpful. As an example, Harry Potter items versus Harry Potter spells. But for something like food or last month for flowers, it makes a lot of sense. Now, this is going to be my doodling page. I just love doing them this way. I've seen some people say you should put your focus in the middle and then doodle around it. The big issue I run into with that is the size I like to doodle at. I never have enough room to begin with, so I'm not sure if that's something I might want to try that at some point. I know that having this bare little focus page is a little sad compared to some of the bigger cover pages I've done in the past, but maybe one day when I'm feeling it a bit more, I'll consider it. But right now it's just not something that I want to do what feels good in the moment. And so far this is still feeling really good. So that's what I'm gonna go with. And that's a suggestion that I have for you as well. Don't force something. You might think something's a good idea, but if it doesn't feel right and you're kind of forcing it to just give it a shot, whether it's in your bullet journal or somewhere else, you're not going to be likely to stick with something if it doesn't feel good. So try and go for the things that are feeling right in the moment. Now, this doesn't mean, parts of your life, like working or whatever. Working doesn't always feel right in the moment, but you got to do it anyway. But when it comes to how you do a challenge or how you're using your planner, your bullet journal, or whatever the case may be, it's in your best interest to try and do the things that make you happy when you're doing them, because then you're going to be more inclined to keep doing them. So if you can find, so I'm told, an exercise that you really like, you'll be more inclined to do it than doing something you really hate. So I'm told. So here's my doodles. And that's everything I need to set up. I'm not going to set my week up yet because I don't know exactly what day it's going to fall on. It depends on I only have 3 pages left in my other bullet journal. So I'm not sure, but this is my new bullet journal. I am really happy with not moving everything over. This is the first time I've done that. Normally I move my tracker, I move everything because I don't want to go back and forth between books. But this time it's not just the tracker, it's the pictures, it's the vegetables and the fruits, and I don't want to redraw all of that. So what I need to do is figure out where to keep this other bullet journal so that I can access it on a regular basis without having it out on my desk being just another book in my stack. So that's going to be on my mind. June starts as of the filming of this video. I still have another week before June starts. By the time you see this, June will be almost around. So keep an eye out on my Instagram stories, because that's probably going to be where I update you onto how I figure out. It seems like a first world problem, because it totally is, but like, it's little things like this that mean the difference between keeping up with habits and not keeping up with habits. So that's something I'm working on. And I would love to hear from you in the comments if you bullet journal, or maybe if you just use other kinds of planners. What do you do when you move to a new book and you've got all this stuff that's in the old one that you need to keep doing, like a tracker or something? Like if you're doing a year in pixels and you run out of space in your current bullet journal and you move to a new one, do you move it over? Do you put it on like a flap? How do you handle it? I'd love to hear from you in the comments, whether it's about a tracker or about something else, just different ideas, different ways that you manage when you switch from when you migrate into one book from another, or a new planner from another, or whatever the case may be. Let me know down below. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video.